Sup, Nerdmigos? I'm the Jive Talking Nerd, John Norgrove, and this is Nerd Jive. Let's try this a second time. I just recorded a video and nothing came of it. So, let's do this again. First up is European Commission news, which sounds super boring. But, alright. So, in 2013, the European Commission ordered a $430,000 study on how piracy works. Right? So, what they decided to do was order this study to see what the effects of online piracy, so like downloading things, on the sales of music, books, movies, and video games. After the study was completed by this Dutch organization called Ecories, or Ecories, basically the only conclusion that was presented to the public from this study was that with blockbuster movies, like still in theater blockbuster movies, there's a 4.4% loss in sales for those blockbuster movies, which is still a loss, but it's a very small loss, much smaller than at least I would have assumed. However, in July of 2017, so July of this year, Julia Reda, a European Union parliamentary person, basically requested under the Freedom of Information Act the full results of the commission, the full results of the study. After several stalls and stumbling blocks on behalf of the European Commission, she got the full study. And what the full study essentially concluded is that there's no effect. There's no statistically viable effect on the sales of music, books, and movies due to internet piracy. They did also find a small increase, a statistically small increase in video game sales when video games are pirated, because most people will pirate a video game and play it a little bit. Those that pirate will pirate a video game and play it a little bit and then go out and buy the full game. So they found a small increase in game sales and a small decrease in blockbuster, like still in theater movie sales. Obviously, this speaks to a pretty big issue when the commission spends all this money, 430,000 US dollars, or 360,000 euros, excuse me, on this study, and the study essentially finds that there's no effect, and then they cherry pick the small bit of the study that has the information that they want, and then they present that to the public as the study's finding, and then use that to try to push legislation about having ISPs monitoring people's data usages in the back door and sharing this information with the government and things like that, which is super crooked. I'm going to read a quote from this article, from this Engadget article, that I think sort of sums up the whole problem with this, that we should, like, this should be huge news. This should be everywhere kind of news, right? So, quote, "This seems to substantiate suspicions that the European Commission was hiding the study on purpose and cherry-picking the results they wanted to publish by choosing only the results which supported their political agendas towards stricter copyright rules." Which I think very clearly paints the picture here. Now, is it purely that the European Commission wants stricter copyright rules and wants this data information from users, or is this because big businesses that could be affected by this, all right, are having the hand in the pocket, which you always hear about, at least in the United States, about big business, senators with their hands in big business, or big business with their hands in senators' pockets, or bloody whatever. So it would be interesting to see a bit more about it. It's a really interesting article. It's linked below. I read it earlier today. But I think that this sort of treats to a larger problem where governments and things like that, as opposed to true clarity and giving us the full information, cherry pick what they want and then use those cherry picked statistical results in order to further some agenda that may or may not be based in any sort of truth. I mean, if you think about it, what this proves is that, all right, so there's a slight decrease in ticket sales for movies and a slight increase in video game sales, but in the grand scheme of things, this report essentially proves that piracy has no ill effect, grand scheme of things, or statistically speaking, on the sales of music and movies and books and video games. And that's kind of that's a big deal. I mean, it essentially disproves this whole argument that, like, piracy is tantamount to thievery or whatever the hell they're constantly pushing. I mean, it's an interesting article, and I actually would like to read the full commission report. I have not done so yet, but check out the article. It's linked below. It's from Engadget. Super, super interesting. So next up is a little bit of comic book news. So Fox's new X-Men universe TV series thing that they're trying to do is one of the premieres in this is going to be a show called The Gifted. So it premieres October 2nd, which is pretty dang soon. But one of the mutants in the show, they just released more. They're slowly releasing more stuff, but they just released more images from the show. One of the images is from this green-haired mutant Polaris, who's played by Emma Dumont. And it shows her with the bright-colored hair, and some of the other pictures that they show are mutants using their powers and the different kinds of makeups and things like that. And it's really, really nice because what we're seeing is something closer to the comic books, which is what we want. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did a good job, but there really wasn't a lot of superheroing or like magical powers or fanciful technologies or anything like that. It was very Navy NCIS, Law and Order SVU, plus occasionally mentioning that Captain America exists and maybe throwing in a laser gun as opposed to a regular gun every once in a while. So I'm actually pretty excited. The trailer looks absolutely amazing, and I'm excited to see it. Hopefully Fox doesn't screw this one up, and it's good, and then doesn't screw it up a second time by canceling it prematurely, because they seem to like to do that. But so, Gifted. Check out the trailer below, and check out the article from Sci-Fi with all the images below. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is Bitcoin. Sort of. So today it was brought up in conversation with some of the people that I work with about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and mining Bitcoin and Ethereum and all of the details of that. And I know a little bit, but not really enough to explain everything. And so I was trying to figure out a way of explaining it, and I remembered that I had seen this video. And when I look at when it was published, back in July of this year, by a YouTube channel called 3 Blue 1 Brown, who I absolutely love. I'm subscribed to, and you should be subscribed to as well. That they do a really good job explaining things, really working it out logically, not just dumbing it down and explaining it, and not just like explaining all the details and hard bits and like you go figure it the fuck out yourself, but really kind of starting from the ground and building up your ability to understand the subject that they're talking about. So they have this video called Ever Wonder How Bitcoin and Other Cryptocurrencies Actually Work, and it is incredibly informative and makes it very, very clear. It explains it in a way that like I could not right now currently explain it to you, and I literally watched the video again earlier today. It's like a 26-minute video, but they do a really good job. They have really good graphics, and they really sort of explain like sort of where the logical course of history leads to cryptocurrency. And I feel like cryptocurrency is one of those things where we hear about, and, everybody's got like that one nerdy friend who mines cryptocurrency or bloody whatever. But I don't think a lot of people understand what it is and what it has the potential to do. And I think this video sort of gives you enough of an understanding where you can sort of see why some people are very hands-off. Like, I don't want anything to do with cryptocurrency. And some people are very like, yes, this has the potential to be the future of global economy, untainted by government hands and industries trying to devalue money or goods or services or things like that. So it's a really interesting video, and I highly recommend it. I'll have the video linked below. And the last thing I wanted to talk about, just really, really briefly, is upcoming stuff. So Wasteland Weekend is coming up soon, as well as the Great American Beer Fest. So Wasteland Weekend's in California City. I will be attending that. Videos and photos abound, so follow me on social media, and I'll endeavor to upload some stuff. I can't guarantee I'm going to be, or I highly doubt I'm going to have any sort of internet connection out there, but once I get back into town, I'll be able to upload some stuff. However, for the full vlog, you're probably going to have to wait a couple of weeks, because immediately after I get back from that, I head out for the Great American Beer Fest, which is in Denver, Colorado. Because I'm going with my company, because I'm going with the Bear Republic, we will have road to GABF videos. We'll have videos and photos of being at GABF, as well as the road home from GABF, and any sort of information about medals or winnings if we are so lucky as to win, which we, you know, knock on wood, we probably will. But so you can look forward to that. That stuff will be uploaded in a bit more of a timely fashion because I'm doing this both for us on my channel, as well as I'm shooting, editing, and uploading for the Bear Republic on the Bear Republic's YouTube channel, and stuff for their Facebook page and stuff for the Instagram and things like that. But the Wasteland stuff's probably gonna have to be pushed to the side, so you'll get a little bit. Hopefully, I can get like a little 5-minute, like quick highlight reel sort of thing uploaded, and then you'll have to wait a week or so, a couple of weeks, for me to upload the full big boy video. So look forward to both of those. We have a lot of great costumes. Dom and Sister have gone all out on their costumes. Wife is going all out on her costume. Our campsite looks awesome. We're gonna have a ton of friends. We're gonna make a lot of new friends, check out a lot of cool cars and a lot of cool campsites. So expect a lot from that. But either way, just keeping you guys in the loop. So if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff, like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that crap. But share this video so others who are interested can find this. But again, either way, I've been John Norgrove, this has been Nerd Jive, and stay nerdy, guys.